We love to. A lot of people in the West don't know the people from that part of the world, Middle East, like to dance and laugh and celebrate. I saw when I did the Actually Evil comedy tour, it came out on Comedy Central. I went online to see what people were saying about it. I ended up on the Sean Hannity website. It's a conservative website. One guy wrote another guy. He said, I never knew these people laughed. Because think about it, you never see, you know, Middle Easterners laughing in American film or television, right? Maybe like an evil, like, whoa, I will kill you in the name of Allah. Oh. But never like, ha, 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 ha. We love to laugh. We love to dance. Oh, my God.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Tell Me Why by Maddox. Today we have an amazing guest. He's an international award-winning comedian. He's an actor, he's a producer, and he's a podcast host. He has even performed at the White House. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Maz Jobrani.
Hey, what's happening? Jobrani. You said Jobrani. She messed it up. That's all right.
Welcome. We're so happy to have
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Happy to be here. It's very comfortable.
Yeah, I like these chairs.
I feel like we could nap afterwards.
The king and queen chairs.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well done, girls. Well done.
We did the difficult questions a little bit before, and we're going to start with that. Just simple one. Do you have any big fear in your life, Maz?
My biggest fear in my life, I don't think I live my life with fear as a guiding principle. You know, I try not to live with that. But I would say that the fears that one has, you know, it's sometimes, it's not fear as much as you're just overwhelmed with like all the negative news all the time. And I'm like, how much longer is the coronavirus going to be? How much longer is this war going to be? You know, those are the things that I won't use the word fear, but you're just overwhelmed with and you're hoping for an end to, so that you're looking for brightness in the world, you know? And once in a while we have bright things like Ketanji Brown Jackson, first black female Supreme Court Justice. That was a beautiful thing. And so put a smile on my face.
Yeah. What is your 2022 goal?
My 2022 goal, geez, I haven't thought about it.
You still have time.
Yeah. No, my goal is just like, you know, as I get older, I realize, I always give people this advice. I say, create your own opportunities. And sometimes I realize I've created my own opportunities, but then I go, oh, okay, it's kind of, those are slowing down. So I need to create more opportunities. So I'd like to, I'm coming upon this right now. I'd like to try and take some of my stories and maybe turn it into like a one-man show type of thing rather than just a stand-up comedy thing. So that would be nice to do.
I could see that. Yeah, I could totally see that happening. Have you tried writing anything down, like any skits or anything so far for yourself?
I have all this stuff that's in my head. I have stuff that I've told stories over and over about, and it's just simply just taking it from the story and making it presentational, which I think I can do. I already have a lot of it in my head. I think I need to sit down and go, you know, story by story, just put the points down and go, these are the 5 or 6 stories I'm going to tell. Here's the through line, and then try and design it, and then possibly get a friend or somebody to help direct it, and then just put it on its feet. I mean, at a certain point, either it's good or it's not.
Oh, it's going to be good.
And you won't know until you try.
You won't know until you try.
And then have a Maz talk show. I like that.
The Maz show, I'm into it. Yeah, I've always wanted to do. I thought I would be a good host for a talk show, and I've wanted to be like I love Stephen Colbert.
I can see you doing late night.
Oh,
I would love it. Come on, hey, hello.
Yeah,
funny.
Come on, guys. NBC, come on now.
I'm ready to go.
You have your podcast is called Back to School. What is it about exactly?
So Back to School with Maz Jobrani came about because my kids would ask me questions I didn't know the answers to. So I thought rather than going to Google to find out answers, I would bring in experts and we'd learn from them. And so every podcast begins with a question from my son now, who, whatever, I'll say, okay, we have a guy coming in who's a former FBI director or something.
Do you have a
question? So Dara's question, he's a 13-year-old boy now. When we had the guy who was a former FBI guy, Dara's question was, have you ever shot anybody? That's a boy question to ask,
amazing
right?
Question.
You know, so it's become an excuse to talk to really interesting people. We just had somebody on who was talking to us about NFTs. You know, his question to her was, "When is this whole NFT bubble gonna burst? Like, when is this?" And she said, "I don't think it's gonna burst. It's gonna, you know, I think this is real." So it's just an excuse to talk to interesting people.
Do you believe in NFTs?
Yeah, I'm starting to. I want to believe in NFTs, and I've met people who are very involved in them. And I'm not at all somebody who's a naysayer. I go, you know what? If this is something, and I've seen some of the art, it makes sense. I get it. People collect art all the time, and what's the value of art? It's whatever someone's willing to pay for it.
Absolutely.
So if someone's willing to pay for the NFT, then that thing is real. I can't sit here and go, oh no, it's some big scam.
Yeah.
You know?
Cannot say no.
Maybe we'll see some Maz Jobrani NFTs soon. You never
love
know.
We did, you know, for my tour, when my agent set me up with the company who does NFTs, for my tour, we created a poster that was a free NFT that everybody got who came to the tour. So it's just like my picture from my tour, and then the dates kind of come and go. It's digital, obviously. But I'd like to dive in a little bit more and get with some artists who are doing some NFTs and create some stuff.
We'll show our NFT after this.
Yes,
All right.
we'll definitely give it take a look.
What is something that you just recently realized that you are embarrassed you didn't realize earlier? I didn't realize this was a show. No, I'm kidding. No.
It's all a surprise.
I thought this was a dinner. Wow.
I don't think you want to really eat what we cook, right?
That's
I mean,
funny.
she's a good cook.
Yeah,
I should say.
What's something I just realized that I'm embarrassed that I didn't realize earlier? Oh gosh, that's something. Let me think about that. What's something that I just realized I'm embarrassed I didn't realize earlier? Huh. I'm going to my family, because my family, usually if I'm embarrassed about something, it's my family. I guess I could go to my son again. You know, I just realized that Asics sneakers are old man shoes. I didn't realize that.
Oh,
I love them.
running
By the way,
shoes.
I'm still not accepting that fact. But my son was making fun of me because I wear
How
my...
did he say it?
Well, a friend of mine got me these Nike,
Those are
what are they?
amazing.
The Jordans, right?
These are the lows.
Right,
yeah,
right.
the
The-
low Georgies.
Right?
They're custom.
My friend got me this for my birthday, and I sent a picture of it because my son's he's 13, so he's all into sneakers now and Nikes. And I sent him a picture. I said, "Who's your daddy now?" Like, you know, I'm making fun of him because I was like, "Look at what I got." And he wrote back. He goes, "Oh wow, I'm surprised they're not Asics." And so he was telling me, he's like, old men wear Asics. I go, yeah, you know, Asics. Tiger was the name of the shoe before it became Asics. And Tiger almost bought Nike. Like, if you read the Phil Knight book, which is all about Nike, it's a great book. He talks about how they wanted to buy his brand before it became Nike. So anyway, maybe it is old man. It's been around a long time. Okay. How do you feel about the trajectory of Jim Carrey's life and his decision to leave Hollywood? And has he inspired you at all as a comedian? Geez, I didn't know Jim Carrey had chosen to leave Hollywood. Does that mean he's not doing movies anymore?
He does it, but I think very rare. Right?
Once every 5 to 7 years, he's not really making comedy anymore. I mean, remember in the 90s, he was so big. 90s.
Yeah, well, but listen, that's just. I think that's life. I think you get to a certain point. If somebody who's as successful as Jim Carrey, he doesn't need to do it for the money. And I think, I think all of us want to be at points in our lives, and it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be rich to do this. You want to be at points in your life where whatever you're doing is exciting. So early on in your life, you might be getting paid peanuts, but you're going to do whatever you want. You guys want to do this show, you do this show. You want to do comedy, do comedy. You want to be an artist, you're an artist, whatever. Later on in your life, if you find success in that field, you realize that it's not all fun and games, right? Making a movie is a big effort. It's like, 5-6 months sometimes. If you're the lead of a movie, 5-6 months, 14-hour, 15-hour days.
Draining.
A lot of stress. Then it comes out, then you got to tour the world and promote it. And there's a lot of stuff, and maybe that takes you away from your family or your whatever else you're trying to do. So, somebody like him, if he gets to a point where he wants to spend more time doing his art. He does a lot of art now, I think, or he wants to spend more time meditating or being with his family or whatever it is. Fantastic. I mean, I've always been a fan of his. I think that we're probably of the same mind when it comes to a lot of the ways that like I'm always agreeing or often agreeing with things that I see him saying on social media. So, you know, more power to him. If you can do that, great.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he has his own painting studio now, and it seems like he's enjoying his life now more than I think he ever was before. So,
Yeah.
and I think that
Yeah.
that's amazing to see.
Yeah.
He's very active and has inspired so many people.
Yeah. No,
One
that's
day
great.
we are going to interview him.
Yes,
as well.
one
We'll
day.
have Maz
One day, Jim.
in Maz talk show.
Maz Show.
right.
And we've got Who's Bringing Sexy Back? Hello. All right, next question. Any subject is able to be explored through stand-up. In the wake of the latest Oscar controversy, is it okay to make fun of something a person has control over and can change, like the way they dress or their weight, but not about something they can't control, like their race or a disease? Gosh, you know, I think each comedian decides on their own what their red lines are. Some comics say I can make fun of everything. Some comics say I will only punch up, meaning I'll make fun of people who are more fortunate than me. You know, some people, so it just depends. For me, I try not to make fun of anybody who has anything, like you were saying, that's a physical condition or a mental condition that's beyond their control. I really don't want to do that. You know, that said, there's been times where accidentally, you know, one time I had a guy in the audience, I didn't know he had sunglasses. I thought he was just like a cool guy.
Oh, he was
But he was blind, and I was talking to him the whole time. I didn't make fun of him being blind. I was just like, oh, hey, what's up? Oh, too cool, you know, wearing the sunglasses. And he was laughing, having a good time. At the end of the show, he brought his walking stick and started walking out. I go, oh my God.
No.
I felt like
You
the
didn't
biggest
know.
a-hole.
Yeah.
So that happens, you know. And again, going back to the Oscar controversy, I don't think Chris Rock knew that Jada Pinkett Smith had alopecia and she was like upset about it or whatever. And I don't think it was a joke about her medical condition as much as it was that she had her head shaved. We're at the Oscars. Demi Moore was G.I. Jane. You look like G.I. Jane 2. Like, you're getting ready for that movie. And by the way, she looks beautiful. And by the way,
It's an
Demi
iconic
Moore.
role. Like,
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I don't think he was trying to like make fun of someone's, you know, it's if somebody were in the front row with a wheelchair and someone's like, oh, hey, you know, you can't walk, you know, that's not cool.
no. Have you ever had an audience member that completely flipped out on you, or was
That's
it
usually political. Like if I do you know, during the Trump administration, I'd make fun of Trump, and some people that were Trump supporters would get upset.
I see.
That's it. But
Okay.
Do they say something or do they just?
they'll yell stuff sometimes, like, hey, you can't make fun of our president. Oh, screw you.
No, and then you're like, all
What
right,
do you do then?
Huh?
What do you say after this?
You know, one time early on in the Trump administration, I actually started debating somebody from the stage.
Oh,
and he was
wow.
saying something, and I said something, he said something. And it started escalating. And then at one point, I looked at the audience, and they were all uncomfortable because they were like,
see.
oh, what happened to the comedy show? So then I realized what I'm going to do is, if this happens again, I'm going to Tai Chi that energy. So I had people, is actually, if you guys go to YouTube, put in Maz Jobrani Trump heckler. There's a lady, she starts yelling about like, you can't, you know, I'm offended that you're making fun of our president or whatever. And I just really Tai Chi'd it. I go, that is amazing. I go, thank you so much for expressing yourself. What a great country that you can express yourself with. And I said, look, I only have 2 more Trump jokes. If you want, you can stay.
let
But
you
if
know.
you want, you can go. And so it was very Tai Chi.
love that.
So I learned that does better for me than like yelling back at them. You know?
It
it.
takes control back of that energy. It's like, let me turn this into something
There's
positive.
been a time that I just left the comedy club because there was a comedian who was making fun of trans, and it just was not appropriate. And I didn't want to just yell that. I was just, you know what? They have their own mindset. I just walk out.
Yeah, listen, if you get to a point where it's upsetting you so much, you have the right to get up and leave. That's it. And then you also got the idea of like, listen, if you can weather that comedian's jokes, and there'll be another comic coming up.
Yeah.
Or if you really can take it as a joke. Sometimes people like being made fun of.
Yeah.
You know, like me as a bald person, I go on stage to see other bald people. I start laughing with them. I'm not laughing at them. We're all laughing together. Because a lot of it is, if you go to a comedy club, you really got to go with the idea of like, I am not going to, like, I'm here to have a good time. So unless if somebody really is up there, you know, spewing hatred, and it's not funny at all, no one's laughing, and then that really gets to you, and you go, you know what, screw this, I'm out. That's, I think, when you would leave. But if it's like something where you go, okay, other people are laughing, and even though it's upsetting me, I'm going to try and have a sense of humor about it, because I know I'll get through this. you know, and then
The
maybe
next one.
you reflect, like, why did I get so worked up over this idiot's point of view? It's one idiot,
All right.
you
Yeah,
know.
and it's just a comedy. Do you ever feel scared being there? Just like someone just jump on the stage and, you know, I mean, after this
That's so
Oscar
true.
situation.
Yeah,
with
I don't
safety.
I don't think I've ever like felt scared being on stage, but there have been, you know, a lot of times these comedy clubs have the worst security. Usually the security of the comedy club are younger comedians,
Okay.
so they're just there. So I've been at the club before. I was doing a show. This guy, I saw him, the room, like the entrance is here, then there's the back, and then you walk through the back, and then you come over here to go up the stairs. I saw the guy enter, walk through the back, come over here, and he started coming up the stairs, and I go, can I help you? And he goes, I just want to come tell one joke. He walked into the club like he was some crazy guy. I go, no. He goes, can I just tell one joke? I said, no, you can't. And I go, where's security? And then everyone was like, whoa. They came into.
Just went up there like nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I've had that before, but I wasn't scared. I was just like, what the hell's going on? Shimba shimba. What's this one? Who do you compare yourself to? Nobody. No, I don't. I mean, I tell my kids all the time. I say, try not to compare yourself. That's the kiss of death. Because when I was a kid, I had my friend. His dad was one of these people who competed in like Mr. Universe. He was very fit, and he took us to the gym when we were, you know, junior high school or high school. He said, when you're in the gym, never look around and see what that guy's lifting, what that girl's lifting. Don't ever try. You're on your own path. Just stick to that. So I try as much as I can to not compare myself to anybody.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How do you teach them how to be in both culture, like to appreciate both cultures, American cultures, Indian cultures,
Yeah.
and Iranian cultures?
I think they're aware that their mother's Indian, I'm Iranian, and I think that they're aware that there's a beauty to these cultures. I wish I'd spoken more Persian to them when they were younger. I know they want to know more. I wish I really, and I try once in a while to teach them a little bit, expose them to my mom. They love the food. So they appreciate it. As a matter of fact, my son came up to me recently, and he's in a school with all of his friends, and they're all very American, you know. But he said, he goes, you know, next year I might want to start the Middle Eastern Club. I said, oh, great.
Aww.
I said, good for you. I said, do
How
it.
about the Indian? They're not.
Screw the Indian. Yeah. No, all of
Do you
it.
like
all of it.
Indian food?
I love it. I love Persian food more because it's not as spicy, but Indian food is
Do you
delicious
like
too.
dook?
Doogh is good too.
Oh,
yeah,
doogh, I
How
can't
can
do
Dough's
the
an
doogh.
acquired taste.
It's been
acquired.
tough to
I
make.
do.
She
I've
doesn't
tried
even
it.
like dolme. I'm like,
I don't like
how are
dolme.
you dating a Persian?
I tried it though.
That's fine, but there's probably a lot of other Persian food that you do like. So
Yes, there.
let's
Everything else.
concentrate on the good stuff. So like Taddy. Okay, what happened to Malaysian Flight 370? Oh man,
Seriously though.
that's Tehran's joke. Tehran is a joke. Yeah, Tehran is a joke
Oh, I
about
didn't know
that.
he told a joke about that.
No, he does a joke about how like these airlines disappear and it's sad, but he goes, it's a funny joke because he says what's worse is he goes, there's a guy who said he's going to be on the plane, but in the meantime he was taking his like girlfriend to Las Vegas or something, and then the plane crashes and he goes, so he can never go back home because now they think he's dead, but he was actually in Las Vegas with his girlfriend, and now, you know. But yeah, I don't know what, it's all very strange, that stuff. It's I don't know what happened.
Disappeared in the midair. Nothing.
Recently, as we were just coming up with these questions, recently there's this physicist
He's on 60 Minutes.
who is saying that he tracked the airplane.
Oh.
He's trying to again open the can of worms and see if they can send research. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is giant.
It's got to be somewhere. Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah.
Putin is involved here.
Putin is
Putin is involved in everything.
At the end of the day, he was involved in the Oscars too.
In Oscar as well. I said that too.
If you had a Tinder profile, what is the first thing your bio would say? I'm expensive. No, I don't know. I like to laugh. I don't know.
You have to be able to afford to take.
Have you ever
out.
been to online dating? I think you got married.
No, I got married like back in the if I wanted to do dating, like that kind of dating back then, I think it was like in the newspapers or something. There was no.
I'm looking for XYZ.
What year did you get married? 2006.
2005.
2005. Okay.
Yeah. So we haven't done any of that stuff, and like I have friends who, will tell me like, I've had people that would be other comedians, not Tehran, but other comedians that we would like land in a city and they'd be like, I have a date tonight. I go, we just landed. And he goes, yeah, online. I go, what?
Already?
Yeah.
Would you rather wake up in your underwear at the Laugh Factory or wake up naked in the woods 20 miles from your home?
Oh man, Laugh Factory in the underwear is great. You mean with an audience? You mean?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
You would become more famous.
That'd be great. No, because the jokes and the comedy and like the moments. I mean, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, definitely. I take that. And it's warmer.
That's true. That's true.
In the woods.
Would you rather get a text from a one-night stand that says, I'm pregnant, or I have an incurable STD?
So the one night stand is either incurable STD or it's
I'm pregnant.
Oh gosh. That's a tough one. Would I rather have somebody tell me that they're pregnant with my baby, or they have an STD that's incurable? Oh my God. Jeez, I just jump out the window. Yeah, I'd rather not do either one of those. Yeah, that's horrible.
No. If you had to choose.
Oh gosh, I mean, is the STD itchy?
I mean, it's not going to be
It's just incurable. It's not itchy.
Okay, then I'll take the STD.
Okay. That's what is technology.
Would you rather be stuck on an island with Maximini or Tehran?
Oh, that's tough.
I know.
I love both those guys. Can I give one of them the STD?
Is it Tehran?
Yeah. I'm gonna. Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know what to pick on that one.
It's okay. We know that
it's okay.
You love them both.
I love them. I'm gonna go. I'll tell you why I would go. I'm trying. Let me. God, I'm trying to think. I don't think either one of them knows how to cook. I'm trying to think who's more practical to have on the island.
You can survive.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like who would help you survive?
I'm gonna go with Tehran. I'll tell you why Tehran, because Max is in shape. He'd probably get me up at 7 and be like, let's go exercise.
Like a soldier.
Tehran plays basketball, but he also eats a lot of junk food.
Okay.
So at least we'd have a lot of junk food around.
Yeah.
Would you rather live bald and beautiful or brave and bitchin'?
Oh, bald and beautiful.
Would you rather die before your spouse or after your spouse?
Oh my gosh, that's a horrible question. Do I want to die before or after my spouse? I'd go before. I think I'd be very sad, and I'd rather have her be sad.
We will show this to your wife.
Would you rather choose stand-up or sex for the rest of your life?
Would I choose stand-up or sex the rest of my life?
Only pick one.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna do stand-up because as I get older, the sex was hard, man. So I'll stick with the stand-up.
Start with those positions.
Yeah.
Would you rather be reincarnated as Barack Obama or Jimmy Fallon?
I'll take Barack. I like Barack.
All right, Barack it is.
Can you talk like him?
No.
His voice.
I'm Barack Obama. I don't know.
Would you rather have a forehead tattoo that says, I'm not a terrorist, but I played one on TV, or Pandemic Warrior?
Pandemic Warrior is easier.
Yeah.
Pandemic Warrior. Yeah, I'll take Pandemic Warrior. It's less space. Yeah.
Would you rather get your wisdom teeth pulled out or have your butt cheeks pierced?
Wisdom teeth pulled out or butt cheeks pierced? I'm gonna go wisdom teeth because that'll heal.
Yeah.
Whereas the butt cheeks pierced is gonna have a hole in my butt cheek. Yeah, I go with the.
It's just inconvenient.
I love how practical.
They numb you. They numb you when they do it. Yeah.
All right, and last one. Would you rather be insulted by Gordon Ramsay for 1 hour over gourmet zabzi, or would you rather receive unlimited love text messages from Donald Trump for 10 minutes?
I'll take Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah. It's 1 hour from yelling at you.
I take it.
And it's over a Persian dish.
Yeah,
so
it's all good.
It's all good.
If you could send one message to Donald Trump, what would he say?
To Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Go directly to jail. Yeah. Like, in the Monopoly game?
Yeah.
Go directly to jail. That was my message to him. I'll see you, federal prison. See you later. Yeah, get out of here.
All right.
Well, Maz, it was such a pleasure having you on
Thanks
the show
for having
today.
me, you guys.
We absolutely love you.
A lot of
Any
fun.
last word, though? We want you to give us some last word for someone who wants to pursue your path.
Last word is don't pierce your butt. It's going to be a bad situation.
Do not have a one-night stand. If you have a one-night stand,
Yes.
Don't have a one-night stand and don't pierce your butt. Those are the two things I want you to take away from this.
And don't forget to ask yourself why.
Yes. Why do you want to run?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Such a pleasure. Woo-hoo!